If that music makes you think of a circus, that's what we are intending on you thinking of is a circus. Because sometimes running a business is like being in a circus. And so, thank you so much for joining us for this quick little tidbit. We're hoping to just wrap additional marketing and how-tos around your business and just add value. We're so appreciative for the ability to provide processing. Either you've come to us from a valued partner, a credit union partner across the United States, or a merchant that we've done business with that has referred you. We are a repeat and referral company, have been in business for 29 years, and we're so grateful that you're here today. Last month, I want to remind you, we showed you how to set up your Google business page. And if you happen to miss our taking care of business for January, Carrie will send you a reminder and the download so that you can walk through that. And today, I'm pretty excited on what we're about ready to share with you as well. I'm Renee, and I've been with TMC for just a little over 7 years, but have been in the industry serving businesses either on the retail side or business coaching for 3 decades or so. So I say that, just really quick, and I'm really happy to be here. And Carrie on our team has led our marketing team for 16 plus years. Carrie, is that right? Yeah.
Yes, it's getting close, but
Okay.
yeah. So I've been at TMC. I actually started when my daughter went to kindergarten. So it's been a very exciting adventure. I love marketing. I am passionate about helping others with marketing and especially the businesses that we serve. And I'm just super excited to be here today to talk about helping you with your business. And today the subject is mobile payments, and we're going to be talking about QR codes and really helping you have a way for your customers to pay you faster with less friction. And we have some exciting free gifts at the end, so stay tuned, and a book that I absolutely love. So let's get started. What you'll walk away with. Today, you're going to learn why getting paid can sometimes feel harder than it should. We're going to show you some ways to help with that cash flow, ways that customers can pay you anywhere, including invoicing, links, text to pay, and even recurring payments if you've never thought about that with your business, how QR codes can help you with your business, and just not just what they are or how to create them, but really how you can use them within your business. And then at the end, we have a free way that we're going to send you of how to create that QR code step by step. So you'll have that in your inbox at the end. So, and then of course, we have those free gifts that we talked about.
And why does this matter as far as just thinking about, obviously, we know business owners are starved for cash flow. So that's the number one reason. But also, I want you to think about this. Customers don't hire you not intending to want to pay you. In fact, I have an example where I hired a landscaper on a regular basis to do the landscaping, but he recently did a plus one and said, "Hey, Renee, you've got some overgrown bushes and trees and so on. Can I take care of those while I'm here?" And I said, "Absolutely. Thank you so much for offering. It's one less thing that I have to worry about." But I've yet to receive the billing or the invoicing to pay it. And as a customer, I know that you're sitting there thinking you've had some work done before and you've still waited on a way to be able to get paid. And I'm a little worked up over it because I know that he took time, probably had people working for him, but I also know that he's a busy, starved business owner working 6 days a week. It's springtime, probably 7 days a week for really, and has no time for the bookkeeping component. So I'm hoping today that we share a few ways where we can help streamline this for you.
Yeah, definitely, Renee. I can't imagine. I know that there's been times where I've wanted to pay and I've had to look on an invoice or go to a website or try to figure out a way to pay my bills, even my utilities. And so having a quick way that your customers can pay you is super important. And it does keep that cash flow going within your business. And you don't have to think about it. I mean, that's the simple thing, right? You don't want to have to think about it. And that's what we're hoping to solve for you. No mailing invoices. Stamp prices have increased. I cannot believe how much it costs to send something, especially a card. Christmas time, I spent almost as much money on stamps sending out Christmas cards than I ever have last year. It's just important that I do, but I just can't imagine as a business owner. And then you have to chase payments because, they're not paying those invoices. And now you are trying to call them or figure things out, or you don't know if anybody's paid you. And then you have late payments. That's a huge thing too. So we want to solve that problem for you and just make things simpler for you as a business owner and also for your customers to pay you.
So here is a piece of equipment that we use frequently called the Swipe Simple. And what I want to really emphasize, and it's this size. It comes with a strap and it comes in a small little box itself. But it does a lot more than just accept a payment when you take a card and tap against there. It actually has the ability to invoice right to your phone, to a customer's phone, a text so that you can click on it and pay. It also has the ability for you to send that invoice right from your phone. So that landscaper that did that extra work for me could go into his van and quickly send me a link for the extra work that was being done right then and there before he went to the next place. And it just would have helped streamline, his business. It also has an ability for us to put a payment link on your website. So it's called an API button. And so if you want to send people to your website, what a great way to do that in terms of just sending them the link so that they go right to the website in that area. But here's another really great feature. Recurring payments, example, karate studio, landscaping, all of that has the ability to set up a set it and forget it piece. So if they sign up for a year, each month, say on the 5th of the month, they can have a recurring payment piece that goes directly to that customer's phone to be able to pay. And without anything added additional admin wise for the business owner, it's set it and forget it. And then also we'll talk a little bit more about high ticket items where they can chop up a high ticket item piece and create and gain a sale based on that. So just a lot of different ways that you can use different solutions to make it streamlined. And if we come up with something today that you're not participating in, don't worry. We're going to have an email that you can follow up with. We'd be happy to talk to you about what solutions that you are using and maybe ones that we can get you in that will make things much easier for you.
Yeah, thank you for that, Renee. Can you imagine if your landscaper had that recurring payments so that when he was helping you or taking care of your yard every single month, he just automatically just had you scheduled for billing? He wouldn't have to worry about it and you wouldn't have to worry about it. So that would make things a little bit easier. This is a feature that I'm excited that Swipe Simple has added this last year, and that is getting paid with your appointments. And so it's a service that you can add to your device itself. Basically, it's a little landing page and it hooks to most of the calendars out there. It hooks to Google and Outlook. Those are the two bigger ones. And your customers can schedule an appointment with you. And this is great for anything that you would have like a hairstylist, if you want to book before you pay or pay before you book. And it does create no-shows. Like you want to reduce that no-show thing. So it does send out reminders on your cell phone and an email to your customers. And it automatically reminds you as well as put the booking information on your calendar of choice that you've connected to. So it's just a great little feature that Swipe Simple has. I always like to say it's that small little box, but it has a lot of offerings.
You might be thinking what type of business could be helped with these types of streamlined payments. And really, it's all different types of businesses can benefit. I mean, imagine having a retail environment and having the ability to accept payment, send an invoice. But I'm at a farmer's market and I sold out of my number one selling jelly, and I have more back at the office, and I can ship it to you, and I won't lose the sale because I have the ability to send a payment link right to your phone and set up the ability to, ship the jelly to you. I'm sure none of you visit a farmer's market and, run into that, but, that's just a small example of not losing a sale based on having these abilities to send invoices to pay or payment links to pay. But I really want to emphasize here nonprofits. Nonprofits have the ability to set up sustainable giving even through this simple swipe simple environment. If I set this up and I set myself up, say Renee wants to give $25 to your organization every month in a recurring billing piece, it's a set it and forget it and say, this year I want to commit to this organization this amount of money, and you can set these types of things up during these events and really build a sustainable giving for these nonprofits. And I just really want to emphasize that at TMC, we are very passionate about serving the nonprofit sector and really want to help. And we're often helping. In fact, Carrie, you've got some examples of helping where you set up the Lions Club, right?
Yeah, so basically the Lions Club, they had a shredding event and they also had a berry event. And so we were able to create, again, the QR codes, which we'll be talking about in a little bit, at the event itself. So they can order berries or they can scan the QR code and do that donation. And that was through Swipe Simple with those little links that we're talking about. So it's just amazing that you can do that. You can also schedule emails with that recurring link. So there's so many ways for that nonprofit piece, their events, payments, to make things easier for that nonprofit. And we just talked about QR codes. We're going to talk about them a little bit more now. So what you can use QR codes for, we've talked about a few examples. I just gave you one for the Lions Club, but you can use them for payment links, the donation piece, the nonprofit piece, leaving a review. So last month we talked about setting up your Google business page. Now you can create a QR link or QR code to leave a link to your Google business page and have your customers leave a review for you. That's important. You need that to grow your business and to be seen out there on Google. Booking now, those appointments that we talked about, and we all know about the menu items. That's when we really started learning about QR codes, was during COVID. And then forms. So if you have an event form or surveys or any kind of form, so anything that has a link, you can create a QR code for. One of the tips that I want to say is that you want to label them clearly, and you only can have one link per QR code. You can't have that QR code doing multiple things. And QR codes are just shortcuts. They're basically a simple way of going to a web address easily. Instead of having to pick up your phone and going and typing the web address out, could you imagine some of the web addresses or the payment links that you go to and typing that out and finding it? Now your customers can just scan that code and go right to it, or they can even take a picture. You can take a picture and save it for later. It's just a faster way of that action step. And here's a real event example. Renee was talking about the event that she had for her nonprofit. Basically, you'll want to have a payment link or a donation link, and you can do a check-in. So you can have it check in, they can scan it. It's just two separate codes for labels, and that's just important. And then where QR codes work best, you can have counters and front desk. You can have it going to that review for Google or your social media following if you're really trying to grow that. Invoices and receipts, you can put that on there. So let's say that you have an invoice and you want to leave a Google review. You can put that QR code on that Google, for that Google business page. And I know that everybody hates asking for reviews, but customers want to give you a review. I know that I do when I have a great customer experience. And once you make that easier for them, they're going to do it. And then you can do it at events and job sites. One thing that I want to say about payments and donations, is that if you have a payment link, you never want to leave that unattended because scammers can scan that link and get that link from you and then try to process credit cards over and over to see a valid credit card. Or as a nonprofit, I've seen this in the news, is that they can put a QR code over the top of something and then scan that, and that could actually, hurt you because it'll be going to them instead of your nonprofit. So if you have any kind of event, you never want to leave any of that out. But for reviews or websites or marketing material, it is completely safe. So you can put that even on your business card.
And so, what you're saying there, Carrie, to just emphasize is I can create a QR code for an event that is connected to my payment link. And that QR code, when I'm done, I can just discontinue it.
Exactly. That is
Okay.
exactly what I'm saying. So, and you can call us if you need help with that, but you could just disable that QR code link. And that way, it's no longer available for you. It's just a security measure. And we always like to make sure that everything is safe and secure for our client or customers and also for your business. So here's a simple way. It's just QR code in 3 steps. And again, after the end of this call, we'll go ahead and send you over a quick reference guide that kind of walks you through steps on creating that QR code. But you just basically choose your link and then you just create your code using what you want to for a generator. On the example that I'm going to be sending over is Canva. And I love Canva because it has more marketing than just a QR code. You can create simple uh, graphics for your website or even in social media. And then you want to make sure that you test that QR code before you print. I've had that happen to me. And you want to just make sure that you scan it and then make sure it's all working and then you print it. And that's simple in 3 little steps.
But wait, there's more. Not only are you going to get that free PDF that walks you through how to create the QR codes and how to use them in different areas, Carrie has that all lined out as a resource for you. We also have a free business assessment, and this helps you look at and identify 6 areas of your business that, as you answer the questions, which by the way takes about 10 minutes. And it's the beginning of the year. You probably looked at how you did last year. Maybe you surpassed your goals. Yay for you if you did. If you didn't quite make where you wanted to be, what area of your business do you work on first? How do you get better in your business? This assessment does this quickly for you. And the benefit of it is that it gives you a nice report. It tells you what area that you're going to look at, really zone in on first. And we're happy at TMC. Both Sherry, the owner of the company, and myself are certified business made simple coaches that oversee this assessment. We're happy to hop on a quick call with you and walk through any questions that you might have from the assessment. But again, this is just an added value to wrap around and help you grow your business.
I just want to say that this has been a game changer at TMC. I love this platform and I love Donald Miller. And so here you have, this is kind of what the assessment goes over, 6 parts of a healthy business: leadership, marketing, sales, products, operations, and cash flow. And you'll see that it's an airplane and you really have to have all of those areas running in order to fly that airplane. So he kind of does it as a simple example. You have to have marketing, for instance, one of my passions, the right engine. Imagine if you didn't have no marketing, then you're not going to have no sales. You're not going to have no cash flow. And so maybe you're not thinking about marketing because as a business owner, you're just in the trenches. You got this business and you're working on it. And sometimes marketing just gets, on the wayside. I'll think about it later. And I understand that. And this system that Donald Miller has really made it simple. He simplified everything when it comes to this. And this assessment, that's free. It's a great 10-page assessment. It is going to tell you where you need to work on. And then I'm excited because on our next webinar, we're going to be giving out a 7-day free trial of the online courses that go with this assessment. And so I've gone through this course myself at TMC and I absolutely love it. It's a game changer for business owners.
And then there's the QR code. All right, Carrie, tell them about the QR code.
So yeah, so you can scan this QR code right now and take the assessment, but no worries. We're going to send you an email at the end that's going to have the replay, a link to take the assessment, and then also information on how to create that QR code. And then, we're going to have information on our next webinar that we have. So it's going to tell you what's working, what's missing, and what you can focus on next, because you guys don't have time for that. You need to know what I need to do next, and this will lay it out for you. So I just wanted to say thank you again for being here. We're going to send that replay, like I said, and the QR code. Our next live training is Tuesday, March 31st at the same time. It's 11 a.m. Pacific. And we're going to be talking about e-commerce and security. If you've ever thought about online payments for your business, or you're interested in that, I would recommend attending. And we're going to be giving away that 7-day free trial for the online courses that go with that business assessment. We're going to go ahead and have a Q&A here in a moment. If you have any questions on anything that we've gone over, just let us know. And then we have a free drawing for one of my absolutely favorite marketing books. I am passionate about this marketing book. I know when I first spoke with Renee, I recommended this for her business. And it's fabulous. I mean, Donna Miller, and they even have a voice one. If you're into audiobooks, I recommend listening to this as a business owner or reading it, because it is a game changer on marketing. It really breaks it down, and he's a great storyteller, so it's very engaging. The first three, if you just tell us how you're currently getting paid into the chat, you could be entered into that, and we'll send that book out to you. We just need to know in person and voice, or if you're just doing a mix. And then that's it. We can open this up for Q&A.